Heidi ho, my crafty friends. This is Lori at the Ladybug Journals. How are you today? I'm so glad that you joined us here in the craft room. So the last I left you in working on our vintage journal, we got our cover made. And I wanted to show you here how it's looking. Here's the cover. Here's my yellow paper clip showing top. Here's our spine that we made. And I added a piece of lace in here, for a pocket, and I wanted it to dry overnight. Here's our little headbands. They've dried nicely. And I went on and added, so that they could dry, I added these book corners to protect the corners of our book. And they've dried nicely. So our cover is coming along very well. And I'm so glad that we chose this for the inside. I really like it on the inside. It's lots of fun. Let's see here. I think I need to trim this off, right? Oops. I think I need to clean my scissors right there. All right, so we're going to put this off to the side to keep it clean. Okay, so what I've been working on are the signatures, and I thought, well, I'll just bring you along with me while we work on them, and we'll get them done. So what I was doing was, within the signatures, so this is what I did. Each of the signatures kind of has a front page, and it's from, if you remember, I showed you this cardstock. It's by Stamperia. It's called Old Lace. And that's kind of what we're going to be using in here. I've taken some of the pieces and I've cut them out, and I've added to them this glossy accents on some of the areas to kind of raise it and give it a little bit of dimension, like on this little, I think it's a butterfly. I think it's supposed to look like a butterfly here in the middle, and on and around the little dots that are supposed to be pearls. Every other one's raised. And on the flower, I cut the flower out, so the center and on the middle of it, and on, now this one I haven't done yet, but it'll get done. The dots and the big dots, and then around here the big dots will get done. It takes a while for this stuff to dry, and I've got such a mess in here that I can only do so much. And then on this big one here, like the flowers will get done, but I actually have these flowers. So what I've been doing is, like, I'll take these flowers, they look like this. So I'll take the off-white flower and I'll actually put the flower down, and then I'll take the glossy accents, and where these little pearls are, I'll outline the pearls. Let me see if I can find the off-white flowers in here. Let's see, there's the purple. I thought I still had white ones stuck in our little envelope here. This is my little envelope I've been keeping everything in. There's the pearls that I was looking for. Some of them I've been actually putting the pearls on just to kind of give it, a little more. Oh, we must have used them all. So I need to get some more little white flowers when I go out. So I guess I am making a trip out to the store. Or I might use, this light pink, because this cardstock has this little butterfly. Let me see if I can show you. All right, where'd that little card go that I just had? That little butterfly card that I just showed you. Okay, I've already lost it and I haven't even moved. The little butterfly here. Right here in the middle, it's got a little pink rose. Here on her wings, the underwings and the body, there's a little pink rose. It's light pink. So I might take these lighter pink roses and use those right here. Put those right here, and then use the glossy accents around here. But I do want to leave those pearls out. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to make these a little more, 3D, so they kind of look really, really pretty. And then, so this is the paper that we're using. It's pretty paper. And like this, if I were to use this page, I would actually put a pearl there. Okay. So, so what I did was I picked out the pages that I liked and that I really liked for what I wanted. And we're going to save this plastic for another project. And I made it to cover the front of the signatures. Now this one I really liked. It was nice and simple. And I wanted to duplicate this part right here. So I got a piece of, okay, I completely went brain dead. Sorry. I got a piece. Oh, for goodness sakes. This stuff. I got some of this. And I frayed the edge. Burlap. Oh my gosh. And I frayed the edge. Okay. That it's the right size to go right here. And I have a piece of off-white ribbon that we're going to put across here. Like that. And then I have a piece of burlap twine. And we're going to tie the bow. And we're actually going to glue the pearl down right here. And we're going to use this lace for right there. And it's white, like this. So I thought, but I was thinking maybe instead of this, I might use this. Because I really like pearls. I might use that. But then when I kind of was playing around with it, I thought, no, I think I'm going to leave it because to go to tie this bow, it just looks better on this. So I want to create it before I glue it down. So when I glue it down, it's one piece. So I've just been kind of laying it out and cutting the pieces. So that was when I thought, well, I'll just show you what I'm doing. So I'm measuring things out here, how I need them. And then I'm going to glue them on my mat. Because it's just easier that way. And I'm just kind of keeping things off to the side. Like this. There we go. And I'm keeping this in front of me. So I kind of know what I need. Now, I know that this has to be this long. Plus, it has to be long enough for me to tie this little bow. Now, I could tie that little bow separate. And I may do that so I get it how I want it. So I want that piece to be that long. And I'm actually going to cut it a little bit longer. And then I'm going to tie my bow. So I can get my bow how I want it. And then I can fiddle with it and I can mess around with it till it's the size that I want it. And I know some of you are thinking, but that's going to really be bulky. That's okay. It's our junk journal. We can do whatever we want to do to give it a little bit of oomph. And, I don't want it to be too much bigger than what it is. And I don't want it to be a lot smaller than what it is. Okay, so that's about the right size. All right, so we're going to put that back in the box. And I think these need to be trimmed down a little bit more. And I think that one needs to be trimmed down a little bit more. And I always keep these little things because when I'm making clusters, and I just pitch them in my little trash bin because that way they're not all over my table. And then when I'm ready, I'll get my pearl out and I'll glue it down. So I'm going to move this, but I have to put my paper clip on it. And then I'm going to bring all this forward. And for my gluing, I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. Now, let me sit back in my chair here and scoot forward and make sure I've got everything where I want it. Actually, I'm going to take my blue mat out from underneath me because I was going to say I gave him a nice bath the other day, but now he's a mess again. So let's move everything out of the way. Okay. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to run a nice bead of glue, and this has a sewn edge across the top, and that's what I'm using as my guide for my ribbon. Come on, ribbon. Come on, glue. That's what I'm using as a guide for my glue. And I'm just running a nice bead of glue across the top. And so it doesn't bleed through my ribbon, I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to lightly, because I don't want to push it into the burlap, because then I'll have to do more. I just very lightly smush down the big bump. Let's get that out of the way there. There we go. See, I just lightly, and now I can scoop my ribbon down if I need to a little bit. Just lightly. Okay, I had a paper towel. I just have no idea what I did with it. So I'm just going to wipe that on a piece of scratch paper till I find it. Okay, now it's time for this. So right down the middle of my ribbon, I'm going to run a bead of glue for my bead, or for my for that. Okay. Sorry, you guys. I have to really concentrate to make something straight. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I just want to make sure it's straight. Okay. There we go. And now I'm just pushing it down into the glue. Now, since this twine is a little thick, I might have to I'm going to cut these edges off. That'll help it. I'm just going to have to hold it down for a second till it catches in the glue. That's why I used the glue I used, because I knew it would catch it, rather quickly. And it's going to hold it in place. And then for my bow, which is going over here, I need to get this edge trimmed off here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take my bow, and I'm going to take one of these little, and these are just little flat-backed pearls. That's all they are. They're just, they're just plastic. You can get them at Dollar Tree, and they're sticky on the back. And they're pretty sticky, and they'll stick to paper. And let me get my tweezers here. I think these will work. Because once I get the glue on these, I can never hold on to them. Come on. And put it right there where I want it. Okay. And then I use the flat part of my tweezers to push it down. Okay. Now my bow has its pearl. And then these will be put away. And I just put them back in here, and they go back with my jewelry making. And then anytime I get glue on them, of course, I make sure they're cleaned off. Now, you could put, if you wanted, now this burlap had, had lace already on here. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to add my lace. So I want to get my lace on here. So let's get the lace on. Should have put my lace on before I put that other on, but I like this. So I want this to come all the way up and touch my ribbon like that. I want it to come all the way up like that. So I want mine to touch my ribbon. Most people would have the tip of it under their ribbon, but I like the little tip of it. I'll show you what's on the tip of it. And cut it. But I like it. I like this lace. I think it's so very pretty. I like it like this. There. That's how I like it. I like it like that. So the burlap is kind of hanging under it a little bit. Okay, so this can come back up here. Now, this, my glue, I'm going to run right down this edge of my lace right here. Oh, my bottle's getting clogged. Hold on a second. Let's wipe it off. There we go. Let's try it again. Come all the way across here. Okay. Just like that. There. Now, I could have made my ribbon longer. My burlap longer so that stuck out more. But this is what I liked, just like this. Okay. Make sure everything's down. Where'd our page go? Oh, here it is, right here. Let's put our lace away. And let's put this on here. Just like that. And then this is going to sit up here. This needs to come up here a little bit. Okay. Let's take that off. Now I'm going to put the glue on the page. And I'm going to start right up here. And I'm going to come all the way across. And I'm following what is the ribbon on the page. And let me take this off here so I'm not sticking to anything. That way I won't stick to any pages. Okay, and since that's the bottom, I don't want it sticking out the bottom, but I don't mind it sticking out the top. Just like that. And then we need to put glue on our bow. Now the glue on our bow will also help our bow stay tied. Let's get that off of there. And we can put some glue. We can put just little tiny dots of glue under here if we need to. To hold these down. Come on. Where we want them. Put that down. And I think that one's going to be okay. Okay. Now, we're going to let this page dry. There's nothing that really needs other than this little bow. There's our page. Just like that. Make sure everything is down. Okay. So it's going to sit on our signature like that. And then as you open up our signature, that's the inside. And then we can add lace to any of these other pages if we want. This is from one of the other pages, and I have it paper clipped here to remind me that I want to add it to this page later on. And it's a little flip out, so we could make it into a pocket. We could glue it down here and make it into a flip out pocket if we wanted. And then this is from, if you'll remember that big pack of paperweight. Oops, upside down. So we need to turn it. Let's take it out here and make sure we have it turned the right way. There we go. Goes this way. And then I lined these pages with pages from the book. From the book that we're using. I lined the white pages with pages from the book. And then this one also has music on it. It went with the book. And then here's the other page. And it also has pages from the book. And then back here, you'll see there are more pages like that they have pages from the book. And here's that little pink bow, or little pink rose that I was telling you about. Here's the little pink rose right there. Okay, so this is signature number 1. And to signify to me that this is signature number 1, I put my paper clip at the top. And that tells me that that's number 1. Because, we're continually working in them as we're moving them around. And number 2, I put in the middle. Okay, so it's a different pattern. It's just different types of lace. And on the back of this, it tells you the types of lace. There's Chantilly, Venice, embroidered, and lion lace. And it has the labels of them. And I thought that was nice. And this is a piece. This is actually a piece of the vintage linen, and it's going to get sewed into the book. So it'll be here, and it has this lovely little butterfly, and it's got vines going around. And I thought, well, we're going to need to decide how we're going to do that. And before we sew in our signatures, I'll press it down so it's nice and neat. And then we'll decide, do we want to glue it in? Do we want to just leave it so that it's loose, and moves back and forth, because it looks very nice against that page. And then here's another one of those background pages and some more pages from the book. And then this is just a trim piece from one of the pages that we cut out, that I cut out one of these pages here, and I added a piece of lace underneath it to give it a little bit of texture. This is another one of those, it's just a cut off from one of these pieces, and I added a piece at the bottom. I carried it around, and I knew that this was getting sewed in, but it's only going to get held by one thread. You know, it's going to get sewed into the middle. So I knew it was going to need something else stronger. So I went on and glued it to the page. And then when we sew it, I know it'll be held in strong. And this is already made into a pocket. This is a pocket page right here. Ooh, my glue spread terribly, so it's not a very big pocket, but this is a pocket. And then some of these pages already have lace on them. And we can add lace to all the pages, you know, if that's what we choose to do. Here's the back side of a page right here. And I put this in here because I was thinking I wanted to add this. Oops, the glue is sticking here. I wanted to add this like this, or I wanted to add this in the middle and just let it be sewn in like that. And then once it's sewn in, we have tucks here and here and here and here. So that's what that is there for. And as you can see, I rounded the edges on these. So I may go back and round the edges on all these pages that don't have lace on them. Or I may just leave the few that have already been done. And then this is the other side of the one that has already been glued. That's going to get sewn in. And this is the back side of this page. And this is signature number 2. And this goes right back on the middle so that I know this is number 2. And when I stack them, I know automatically that this is number 2. Oh, there's my other scissors. Let's go on and put those scissors over there. And number 3, see, number 3 is toward the bottom. So number 3 is here. And this page has lace. And here's a piece of our fabric. And I just covered it. I just covered the back of it with just with a piece of an old envelope that was sitting here. But it gave it enough strength that we could use it as a little side tuck if we wanted, you know, to just add something in there, like a piece of a book page from the book or anything we could stick in there like that. And then I went on and added a piece of lace to the side of the page. And the lace, this thin lace, looks nice with that fabric. So, like I said, I'm really glad that we chose that lace for the or that fabric for the inside. Here's another one of those thin pages, and it's covered. This is the very first page in the book. Here's another one that's going to get sewn in, and it's going to be another flip. And here's the back side. Yeah, my glue really spread on those. Good heavens. And this lace on this one is sewn on. This little piece here is sewn on. Here's another. Oh, this page isn't in properly. It goes here. So it goes like this. And then this is paper clip because I know I want to put this page up here and we'll decide what we want to do with it. Okay, so there are our signatures. Oh, this page needs to be rounded down here at the bottom. All right, let's make sure we rounded. Nope, we did not. Let's make sure these bottoms here are rounded. All right, let's look at 1 and 2 and make sure that they're rounded. I feel like they are, but let's double check them. Yes. Yes. Oh, 2 is not, so we need to go on and do that, because it's much easier to do it now than it is once we get them in the book. Okay. That is much better. Okay. So here's number 3. So number 1's the only one that doesn't have any lace sticking out. So I will need to get some lace on some pages and, get them some sticking out before we get it sewn in. Because it's much easier to do now than it is after you get it in. So there's 1, here's 2, here's 3. And you can see at any time I can tell the sequence of the signatures. So the signatures are ready to go. So we can look at this one, and there's not really anything that I want to do to this except maybe run something down the front, maybe some pretty lace, and that lace that I showed you yesterday that I bought, that this big fluffy lace. Remember that? Where did that big fluffy lace go? Now, see, you guys, I'm always losing things, huh? That we bought on our excursion. Now, I have some vintage lace right here, and I'll tell you, I can tell you exactly how old this vintage lace is because it came off of my wedding dress. This lace is 42 years old because it came off of my wedding dress. Right here. So we might use this on the front. This came off of one of the layers off the back of my dress. Or maybe it was the front. I don't remember. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to put that on because it's too big for this page. So let's see. We'll have to, that's not the lace that I was looking for. So let's see here. Where did it go? Okay, what about this piece here? We can put this here on the front. We'll put this across the front here. All right, we need to move this out of the way. Wait, we were working on 1. Where's 1? Oh, here. 1. Good gracious. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, where are we going to put some in number 1? Maybe we'll put some right here in the middle. And then we can, let's maybe make this a flip out. Let's use a page out of the book. Let's use this page. This was the last page in the book, this page right here. Let's glue these 2 pages together. And that'll make it, that'll make it even a little bit stronger. And then we can use it to mount this lace on. So let's do that. So let's glue those to, these are the last 2 pages of the book. So let's make sure we get the edge. Okay. Now I'm just using my Scotch glue here. Okay. Oh yeah, that's nice and firm. And I'm just going to glue this. I want to glue it just like this, but I think I want to leave something stick out. I want to leave the scallops stick out. So let's put it like that. Now let's go on and cut it. Let's go on and cut it this way. Okay. And let's go on and mark the width that we need. So let's turn it around this way here. Just like that. And let's cut it with our paper cutter. Now let's put that right there. There we go. Now we're going to save that because we'll use that. And then we'll use our, let's put that back so we don't lose it. As you know how I am. All right, so we're done with the scissors. We're done with the pencil. All right, let's get this glued down. Now we want the scallop to stick out. Okay, so I'm going to use this and the Fabri-Tac. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put this down because that's going to give me the instant grab. That's going to say, come here. You need to stay right here. And then my Fabri-Tac is going to say, Mama says you have to stay here forever. So I'm just going to run a little bit. And my nozzle got clogged up again. And I don't need a whole lot. But I do want some right across here. And then I need to make sure I get that cleaned off. There we go. Goofy thing. Okay. So let's make sure we get that. There we go. Now that'll be a nice sturdy flip out for us. Or a nice sturdy tuck for us. Well, how about that? It even went on straight. I even surprise myself sometimes, you guys. All right, so let's pull this page out. And we're going to put it. Now, like I said, I don't want it sticking out the bottom. Because I don't like things sticking out the bottom. Because then they get ruined. You know, putting your book in and out. Okay. So I want to go across the top. And I want to come down the side. And the only reason I grabbed the Fabri-Tac, it was sitting here on the desk. I'd already put in the other way. That is the only reason. And I'm going to smear it out a little bit. So it doesn't spread as much. Just like that. Make sure I get to the edge. Okay, there we go. So now we've got our very first tuck put in our book. Let me wipe my fingers off so I don't get glue all over everything. There. Just like that. So that would hold something like this very nicely. Very nicely. Okay. Now, it does have a little bit sticking out, but I can deal with that. That'll be all right. But it does have a little bit sticking at the top, and we'll deal with that after the glue dries. So this will go back in here. And let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks lovely. Look at there. That looks lovely. Okay. And let's put our clip back on it. That looks lovely, you guys. Just lovely. Okay. So let's see how much time I've taken up of your time today. Let me put my cap back on my glue. I want to thank all my subscribers, all my new subscribers, and for joining us today. And I hope you guys are creating a vintage journal with us and having some fun. Because I do think this is going to be loads and loads of fun. Here, let me bring you guys down so you can see that a little bit better. There you go. I think working in a vintage journal is going to be just tons of fun. And we're just going to have all kinds of fun working on this. Oh gosh, we have plenty of time. So let's do some more. Let me show you how to use. Let me show you. I think that's the most interesting little thing. Let me show you. For those of you that don't know how to use, and we still need to decorate this, and this was, all this is, it's an envelope that, you know, had from a previous pocket. I covered it with very old, very, very old sewing paper, and I want this to actually go in the book somewhere. And I think I want it to go in number 3. That's why I made it a flip. So I think I want to stick it in. Let's see, where do we want it? Where do we want it? Or maybe we want it, let's look in number 1. Number 1's feeling a little thin. Let's put it right here. There, like that. I think like that. Yeah, that'll be okay. Like I said, I don't mind things sticking out a little bit. And if it sticks out too far, we can always trim it a little bit and we can punch it again. Or we can have it flip like this. And we can change the way that this opens, because this isn't glued all the way down here. Can you see this? This is not glued all the way down here. So we can add, you know, we can change this, and we can add, or we could leave that and we could add a, that's an interesting thought. You know, we could add this up here and we could add a, oh, you guys, I just had an idea. We could put this here, have it flip down. I think we might do that. Yeah. Maybe put that right there. And I have some little sewing jigabobs that we could put there. All right, we'll work on that. Now, I wanted to show you and oh, now see, that one's very pretty. So we could duplicate that one even if we wanted. But to use glossy accents, which is right here, you don't shake it, okay? You don't shake it. But sometimes this will get clogged. But you just take it. Okay, see, I told you it gets clogged. So you take a needle, and I just have this one, and I just stick it right down in. You know, it's just like your glue. Make sure you wipe it off afterwards. So I just use a piece of paper. I use I use paper towel. I use whatever's handy. No big deal. And then you hold it straight up. See, you hold it like this, straight up and down. And then whatever you're going to put it on, you need to sit it straight. And I start in the middle, and you just squeeze it out and you follow the shape, and it's self-leveling. And it fills in. See? Can you see that? Let me see if I can show you. See how it filled in? So that will become, let me see if I can find it. Once it dries clear, it looks like that. It kind of magnifies it a little bit, but it gives it texture so you can feel it. But it has to dry overnight. And so I wait for it to dry. And if you get a little bubble like that, you just use your pen to, and then I come over here and I come around, but I don't touch that other wing because otherwise it gets to be a blob. And I fill that in. And then I'll come over here and do the same. Now, if you're doing these little pearls, straight up and down, just like if you were using your liquid pearls or anything like that, straight up and down, just a little drop on each one. And then when they're dry, you can come back and do the next one. If you do them all at the same time, they run together. And they make a great big mess. Then you can't tell what's what. So you just go like this. Just like that. Up and down. All the way across. And you can do whatever it is that you want to do. Okay? So it's easy to do, and it's a lot of fun to do. So for this one, I would do the little pearls like this. And for those bigger pearls, I would actually put those pearls that I was just showing you. After this dries, I'll come back in and I'll put the bigger pearls. And I'll put these in all the little ones like this. And then I'll let this dry. I'll move it to a flat drying area, which is the workstation behind me. And I'll let these dry. And it's nice and flat. And luckily, I don't have a cat that's going to walk all over them. And the Yorkie, he won't get up there. And I'll let them dry. There we go. And then they will be quite lovely. Okay. That's all it is to it. And then the other side of the butterfly, I'll do after this side dries. Now for these little things here, with these little things, I do think on this one, I am going to put an off-white and maybe the light pink on her little, oh no, I just ran my finger right through it. Darn. Okay, so let's grab a paper towel real quick. Oh, gracious. Just like with your liquid pearls, put them away quickly so you don't do that. Okay, let's get these wiped off, and I will do them again. Oh, what a goofy girl, Lori. All right, let's get this one wiped off. Okay. There. Now, I'm going to put this away. And what's this one I did? This one. And I'm going to put this over here so I don't do it again. Okay, let's move these right here so I don't stick my finger in them. So for this, I think I will do the off-white and maybe the light pink. And then I'll do around her dress. And the same with this. I think I'll do the off-white and maybe a different color. And this, I don't know what to do with this, you guys. I just don't know. These, this one's not done, but this one is. And that one in the middle is done. And that side's done. But the pearls on the back aren't done here. So there we go. And then we've got some tags that we can make. So I got them out so we don't forget to do those. Okay, so we have a lot to make for our little journal. And we're just getting started, aren't we? Let's put that up there. Okay. So again, thank you guys for joining me today. It has been so much fun. Let's see. Uh-oh. I'm already losing paper clips, you guys. Let's put that one back down there. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Okay. It has been so much fun having you along today, creating and talking with you and running some ideas past you. Here's our lace and our ribbons. And I hope you guys come back and you create with me. And this is everything that maybe we could use in here, you know, to make it look pretty. And I hope you guys come back with me and you create with me some more. And leave me some comments, some ideas, because you guys know how I am. I kind of run in circles on these things, and I forget, and then who knows what we'll end up with, you guys. Who knows what we'll end up with. So if you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see done in our little journal, please feel free to leave me your suggestions. I would love to hear them. I'd love to hear them. Because, you know, you just never know what I'm going to come up with. So please make sure to leave your suggestions down below. And leave me a like. Subscribe if you want. Heck yeah. That way you'll know what's coming. And you'll get notified. So, thank you all again. So until I see you again in our next video, ta-ta for now.